Macmillan Audio presents The Power of Agency by Dr. Paul Napper and Dr. Anthony Rayo. Read for you by Sean Patrick Hopkins with an introduction by the authors.
Preface. We'll start with two simple premises. 1. Most people these days feel overwhelmed by life. And 2. This feeling prevents them from making decisions, acting on them, and doing the things necessary to live the lives they want to lead. In short, they feel stuck. If these premises apply to your life, we're confident we can help you. The combination of principles put forward in this book have proven tremendously effective for people just like you. However, and it is a big however, it's quite possible that the burden of listening to an entire audiobook and adopting a series of principles, not to mention thinking about the time and energy required to do these things, will only add to your sense of overwhelm. So we'd like to suggest the following. 1. You are under no obligation to listen to this audiobook. 2. Should you decide to keep listening, you are under no obligation to finish. And 3. Should you finish, you are under no obligation to adopt all 7 principles we recommend. These 3 points are all another way of acknowledging something you have, but may feel you've lost. Agency. Our mission is to help you find it.
Introduction. The age of anxiety and overwhelm. Leslie and Josh entered the office and sat down on 2 chairs placed roughly parallel across from the therapist. They thought they were there to fix their son, who'd recently begun acting out at school. The therapist began by asking about their daily routine. Leslie launched into a description of that morning. After an hour spent getting ready for her part-time job, which was part-time in name only, she woke up her 3 boys. Tired and irritable, they resisted, and it took too long to get them all started on their days. Soon, texts from coworkers began flashing on her screen, reviewing the details of an essential meeting that would begin only an hour and a half later. An important customer was threatening to jump ship. She counted on having a half hour that morning to prepare. She'd been too exhausted to do it the night before. Somehow, as this thought was occurring, her mind had performed the complex calculation of what had to happen and in what order to get everyone fed and out the door so that she could arrive at her meeting a full 5 minutes early. Lunches had to be made. Book bags, instruments, and homework had to be located and packed up. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day, as most guilty parents remind themselves, had deteriorated from fresh fruit and pancakes on Monday to peanut butter smeared on once-fresh bagels later in the week. Amid all of this, the boys, sensing a vacuum, grabbed a few more minutes of screen time instead of putting on their shoes. Still, as was usually the case, she'd managed to get everyone where they needed to go on time, including herself to work, but never without the sense that the day was on the edge of being a minor disaster before it had even begun. Recalling these details, Leslie's arms tightened across her chest. Her voice, clipped and fast-paced, now rose, weariness turning to anger as she transitioned to her husband's performance, or lack thereof, on the average morning. She refused to look at him as she described his ability to float above the morning scrum. Josh, for his part, assumed the alienated grimace of the perennially misunderstood and unappreciated as the room now looked to him. He sighed wearily, defeated, as he began to defend himself. He was overwhelmed, he said, running his business. His workdays started early and ended late, and still he never felt as if he was doing everything he needed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?